This is going to be a comparison video between 3 folding karambits. The karambit, a style of blade used in martial arts such as Indonesian silat. All right, on the left, we have the 511 CUB Master Karambit. In the middle, we have the Fox Folding Karambit from Fox Knives, Italy. And on the right, we have the Blade-Tech Riptide Karambit. Now, the C.U.B Karambit, the blade steel is S30V. All right, whereas the Fox Karambit, it's N690 CO. And the Riptide, it's AUS 8. Now, for tactical use, those differences don't matter. All right. For other things such as collectability and the price, the S30V, very good steel from that standpoint. The N690 CO is at least equivalent to that in desirability in my mind. All right, so the first 2 karambits have much better steels. All right, notice the handle on the 511, very slim. It has no liners and it is FRN. All right, lockback design contributes to how slim, easy to carry this karambit is. On the other hand, on these 2, both liner lock mechanisms, all right, so thicker handles, and they both have metal liners and G10 handle scales. All right, so these 2 karambits, the handles are just, they're beefier and more durable. As far as deployment, the 511, it gives you one option. All right, just an opening hole. All right, now these other 2, they each give you 3 options, all right? All right, got the opening hole, but these also both have the patented, basically, Emerson wave functions there to snag on your pocket. All right, and they also both have flippers, index flippers. The Riptide also has the IKBS bearing system in here, which means that it basically flies open. All right, deployment, lightning fast with the index flipper. Not so with the Fox, the flipper on the Fox. As you can see, boom, that is all that happens. Definitely, it definitely requires 2 steps, right? Significant motion to deploy it the rest of the way. So, yeah. All right, let's talk ergonomics. Notice the angle of this, well, first, obviously there's a curve, but the angle of the blade to the handle adds to the curve. And look where the tip is, right, if you hold it that way. So this blade is at much more of a forward angle to the handle compared to this or that karambit. What does that mean? Well, it gives you more leverage for close cuts, but I think it makes it less good for martial arts striking. All right. As for the ergonomics in the traditional reverse grip, this feels very comfortable and natural in the reverse grip. All right. The Fox feels fairly good. You're choking up, right? But it feels fairly good in the reverse grip as well. And the Blade-Tech. To me, this does not feel very comfortable in the traditional grip. It just doesn't. Maybe it's because this part of the handle is kind of going straight. It curves here, but it's going straight. But for some reason, the reverse grip does not feel as comfortable to me. Just my opinion. Feels very comfortable this way though. All right, and here is the Fox Folding Karambit in comparison to the fixed blade karambit from Fox. All right, this is basically the folding version of this. All right, and these are both, I mean, this is an excellent karambit in itself. All right. All right, so if maybe you own this and you're wondering, you know, should you get the folder? Well, this is what they look like side by side. All right, and the blade shapes, as I said, the Tyranny Karambit, that blade curves most of all of these Karambits. And then the Riptide, it has a new innovation. Basically, that sub-tip there acts as a gigantic serration. Right, but you see, I've never seen that before. Basically, it's a double recurve. Right, a little close-up of that. Wicked tip. All right, so final thoughts. You know, I'm not going to think for you. I'm just going to give you info. You have to decide which is right for you. I'd say this because of the slim handle and lighter weight. You know, if you want something mainly for utility, I'd say this. If you want a folding version of Fox's fixed blade, all right, this'll serve and serve well. All right, but I have to say the Riptide beats it out in terms of index flipper deployment. However, in blade length, this is a little bit longer in blade length, so if that's important to you, you know, that's a consideration as well. And the Riptide definitely beats these two in terms of deployment with the flipper. The double recurve on that, you know, that's a good thing or a bad thing depending on, you know, if you think that will, you know, suit your purposes and needs. The AUS 8 steel, definitely an inferior steel compared to the steel on those two, but that won't matter for anything tactical. It does matter for collectors and, you know, people that are just steel snobs, right? So factor that in. And as I said, this doesn't really feel comfortable to me in the reverse grip. All right, so there you go, a comparison between all these Karambits, and I put the fixed blade in just because it makes a nice picture. I hope that gave you some information, some things to think about if you're considering purchasing Karambit for whatever uses you have. People always ask, is a Karambit the ultimate, you know, the ultimate, how shall I say, martial arts knife? If you have to ask, and the answer is no, man. I mean, with blades, you know, you need training. Don't get hypnotized by the exotic shape and think, oh, I have to go run out and buy one of these. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for many more. I'm out.